Hi, welcome to my first YouTube yoga class. This is going to be a gentle yoga class, and pretty much all you need is your mat. If you have a yoga block at home, these are super handy. If you don't, I find using a couch cushion or a throw pillow works really well, or a folded up blanket. Basically, you just need something that you can sit up on if your hips are tight and it's uncomfortable for you to sit cross-legged on the ground. So we'll start in a seated cross-legged position. Take your block or your blanket if you do need to sit up on something. And once you are comfortable, close your eyes, stack your shoulders over your hips and your ears over your shoulders. So your spine is long and tall. And start to find some nice deep breaths all the way down into your belly. Just taking a few moments to settle in here, to become really connected with your body and set the stage for your practice. Breath all the way in through the nose and all the way out through the nose. As much as you can throughout the practice, keeping your breath in and out through your nose, unless that's feeling uncomfortable for you, and then you can switch it to your mouth. But it just brings a little more containment and awareness to your breath. And as you are connecting here with your breathing, bring your attention down to your sit bones and notice if one is feeling heavier than the other, or if there's any unevenness in the way that you're sitting. And just gently rock your body side to side to connect a little more completely with each sit bone. And then find stillness in the middle. Start to roll your shoulders up and back and down, making each circle bigger than the one before it. And switch directions, coming forward and down and around. Just getting some mobility in an area that can be really tight, especially this time of year. Especially when our clothes are a little heavier and the temperatures are a bit lower. And just let your shoulders rest lightly on your rib cage. Keeping your eyes closed if that's feeling good. Nod your chin down towards your chest. Take a long inhale and exhale here, releasing any tension along the spine, and then start to rock your head from side to side. Doing half circles, bringing right ear to right shoulder and then left ear to left shoulder and going down and around through the front. If you feel any particularly juicy spots there, feel free to stay. And then once your chin is back at center, stack your head up on top of your spine, blink your eyes open. Inhale to bring your arms out to the side, circle all the way up over your head, palms connect. Exhale down through center. Two more like this. Inhale, circle up, palms connect. Exhale to lower. Inhale, circle up. Palms connect, exhale and lower, and this time as you lower, start to fold your body forward over your legs. So you've established that connection with your sit bones. See if you can keep it there as much as you can. Just releasing your upper body into your forward fold. length and softness into the back line of your body and your hips. Walk your hands back up towards you. Switch the cross of your legs. Inhale, circle your arms up. And exhale, fold forward. Just noticing how it may feel different on this side. Bringing back that connection to the sit bones and continuing your connection to your breath. Walk your hands back in towards you. Bring your knees towards each other and then make your way onto your hands and knees for cat-cow. So your hands will go right underneath your shoulders, knees right underneath the hips. An inhale invites you to look up as your belly lowers, and an exhale rounds your spine as your belly button presses up towards the ceiling. And keep going with your own breath here, making this as slow and juicy as you need to right now. Start to make some circles here. So you're going up and around and then down and around. And your head is doing the opposite of what your belly is doing. So as you're arching and coming up and around, your head goes down. And as your belly goes down and around, your head goes up. All within the comfortable movements of your neck. Switch directions. This is a great way to wake up all the little muscles around your spine and get the fluid going in all the little joints of your spine. And a great way to just see where your body is at right now. Beautiful. Make your way into a child's pose, just a little bit of stillness here before we come up into down dog. So bring your big toes together, knees wide, rest your forehead down. Arms can reach out if this is feeling really good, or if your shoulders are tight, just bring your elbows back in line with your shoulders. If it's not happening today for your forehead to reach the ground, take your block or your cushion and rest your forehead on that. So incredibly grounding and nourishing to rest the forehead on the ground. An amazing way to turn your attention inward and turn your awareness inward. And then pull yourself slowly up, making your way into a downward facing dog. So your hands are going to be just a little wider than shoulder distance. And then you'll walk your knees back an inch or two, tuck your toes and press up and back, bending your knees as much as you need to. It's really more about the length in the upper body, length through your spine and your arms and the back of your neck. Does not have to look like the perfect upside down V. It's just to change our perspective, change the way gravity is working on us. Let your shoulders still slide down your rib cage slightly. Keep them wide and open. And then walk your feet up towards your hands, coming into a forward fold. Again, bending your knees as much as you need to. If your hands are touching the ground and you want more space, take hold of your opposite elbows and just let yourself hang. Roll yourself all the way up to standing. Inhale, circle your arms up. Palms connect down through your heart. You can close your eyes while you're doing this if you like. Really bringing your awareness to the action of your shoulders and the connection of your palms with each other. Inhale, circle up. And connect. Exhale down through heart center. This time, when your palms are up, interlace your fingers and bring your upper body and your arms up and over to the right. Breathing into the left-hand side of the body, breathing into the left-hand ribs. Each inhale helps you get a bit longer, and each exhale brings you a bit deeper here. Inhale back up through center, and then exhale right into the other side. Just noticing this might feel quite different side to side. That's totally normal. Keep grounding through both of your feet as you're inhaling to lengthen and exhaling to come on over. And come up through center, bring your palms together, down through your heart center, and right onto your hips. We're going to come into a chair pose here. So your feet are about hip distance apart, and you'll sit your hips way back. Your knees can come forward a little bit, but we don't want to sit way forward. We want to sit the bum back. So if that means not coming down as far, that's totally fine. So the further back you sit, the more weight you'll have in your heels and the more active your legs will be. You can keep your hands on your hips for stability here, or it can be nice to counterbalance with your arms out in front of you. No matter where you are, just have your shoulder blades sliding down your back so that they're not hiking up into your ears to help. Sit a little deeper. And then exhale forward into your forward fold. Let your head and neck totally release, everything softens. Keep feeling the connection of your feet with your mat, and press your feet down as you roll up to standing. Circle your arms up over your head. Exhale, palms come down through center, right onto your hips. A little bend in your knees, and step your left foot back into a warrior one. So your left toes are about a 45-degree angle out towards the left. Your right toes are facing the top of your mat. And we come into a lunge here. So the hips and shoulders are trending forward, but they don't have to be perfectly straight. Especially if you're feeling a little tight and stiff. Maybe this is the first time you've done yoga in a while. Hands are great on your hips. If you like, you can reach up. Just make sure your shoulder blades are sliding down your back and they're not going along for the ride. If shoulders are cranky, this is a great option. Hands come down to the hips, come onto the back toes, take a nice big step forward, coming right in on the other side. Step back with the right foot, toes are out about 45 degrees, shoulders and hips trending to the top of the mat. This is perfect here with your hands on your hips, just really sinking into your lower body, becoming aware of your feet and your legs. Option to be here or here. Comes back to your hips. Back toes point forward and pop up to the top of your mat. Inhale, circle your arms up. Exhale, palms down through center. Hands onto your hips. Weight through your left foot, bending your right knee and bringing it out to the side. Coming into tree pose, a few options. If this is a regular part of your practice, you can bring the foot to the inner thigh, or if that's feeling quite tight and like you don't have space, bring your foot to your calf. And if you're struggling with your balance today, just do a little kickstand with your big toe on the ground. So I'm going to take the calf option. Just make sure your foot isn't pressing on your opposite knee. Just not ideal for your left knee. It's not the end of the world, but it's not the greatest. Hands can stay on the hips. I like this sometimes to really help grow your spine long out of your waist, as long as your shoulders are staying down. And continuously pulling your right knee back. So you're plugging your right femur in, squeezing your right bum muscles, and then trending the right knee back behind you. Slowly close the knee forward and press that foot down. Take a little wiggle out if you need, and we'll go right in on the other side, grounding down through the right foot. Bend your left knee out to the side. Try and take the same variation as you did on the first side. Being really aware of both of your legs, so your right foot is grounding, your right leg is active, left knee is trending to the side and out behind you. Shoulders are soft, chin slightly tucked to lengthen the back of your neck. All those wobbles are awesome. Those are your stability muscles learning how to balance you. And balance is so important, especially this time of year when it's icy and uneven outside. You really need to be in touch with those stabilizer muscles. Slowly bring your left knee forward, place it down, wiggle it out. Inhale, circle up. Palms come together and release down. Hands onto your hips. Heel toe your feet really wide. And you can do this on your mat. I'm just coming off because it's easier to see this way. Turn your right toes out away from you and then press your hips over towards the left. Your torso will come over your right leg and we're coming into a triangle pose. If this is feeling like you're getting quite a lot of tightness in the right inner thigh and a good challenge for your core and your low back, just stay here. This is perfect. If you're really flexible and you know you tend to hyperextend your knees, just give a slight bend to your front knee. You might even find that makes you comfortable going a bit deeper into the pose. And then we'll think about opening the chest slightly to the left, so a slight twist of the torso up towards the ceiling. And then if you like, arms can come straight up and down. And then tuck the back of your chin to tuck your chin to lengthen the back of your neck. There we go. And come up through center. Hands can come back on your hips. Turn your right toes forward. Left toes can turn out to the left. Hips go over to the right. Body tips to the left. Seeing you may want to stay here. If you are, just do that gentle twist of your chest up towards the ceiling. Little bend in the knee if you know you need it. And then arms coming out, up and down. Press firmly into both your feet. That's going to give you more connection through your legs. And lengthening your spine with each inhale is going to help you activate your deepest core. Inhale up through center, left toes point forward, coming into a wide-legged forward fold, keeping your back flat to start. And you may want to stop here. This can feel so good to keep your back flat, really getting into your hamstrings. Bend your knees a little if you need to. Sometimes I like to press my hands onto my thighs and just create traction and length in the low back, as long as it's not pushing your shoulders up towards your ears, keeping your shoulders sliding down and connected. And then if it's calling you to round forward, you can completely release, just letting your whole body go. Just connecting enough through your legs to hold yourself up, but letting the rest of your body just melt. And sending your breath wherever you're feeling the most intense opening. And staying to a nice edge here too for yourself. We're not going for a huge stretch or trying to change the body at all. It's all about learning where your body is at and where your edge is. And you may find change over time. You may even find change after a session, but we're not trying to create major change in one yoga session. Slowly roll yourself up. Heel toe your feet all the way together. Inhale, circle up. Exhale, connect your palms, fold forward. And then plant your hands and step all the way back into your downward facing dog. Enjoying the weight on your hands here. Fingers are spread wide, knees are bent, shoulders are connecting down the back. And then walk your feet forward just so that you can have a seat. Taking your block or your cushion if you need. I'm going to take a block here and then lengthen your legs out in front of you, bending your knees as much as you need to. Feet are gently flexed back towards you. It doesn't have to be an intense engagement, but just a gentle engagement of your toes back towards your nose. And then sit up really upright. Bringing your hands behind you here can help. And just laying forward with your upper body over your legs. And you can use your hands to help you here. If you have a strap and you like using that, wrap it underneath the balls of your feet. And you can use your strap to assist. Just embracing the relaxation of this forward fold. It doesn't have to be a big thing. If your head comes down to your knees, that's great. If your head's hanging out in space like mine, that's great too. The most important thing is that you're here and you're in your body and you're breathing. Big breaths into the back of your ribs, into the back line of your body. And slowly make your way up. If you have your block, take it out. Bending your knees and your feet will be about hip distance apart in front of you. Turn your hands so that your fingers are facing your hips and your hands are down underneath your shoulders, slightly behind you. Shoulders and chest are nice and wide. This can be enough of a chest opener here and enough of a wrist stretch that it can be its own pose. So feel free to stay here. If you would like to come into reverse table, you're going to use your bum muscles. So squeeze your bum muscles first, lift yourself up any amount. So if the fronts of your shoulders are quite tight, you'll find that that starts pulling. And just keep your awareness there so you don't push through it. And then as you're holding this, press down through your feet. Activate the legs. Keep the knees in line with the hips. Don't let them fall in or come out to the side. Keep lifting. Keep breathing through your nose all the way down into your belly. And then release slowly down. Keeping your knees bent and your feet out in front of you. Start to wave your knees from side to side. I love this movement if your hips are tight, and it's so amazing in this position, or you can do it laying all the way down on your back. If you're a runner, this is a great movement for you for a warm-up or a cool down. And just anyone who sits a lot, which is most of us these days, it's great to get the juices flowing in your hip joints. Okay, make your way all the way down onto your back. We're coming into our closing final poses here. So lay all the way down with your knees bent and your feet planted, hip distance apart, coming into a bridge pose. Shoulders are wide, palms are pressing down. Press down through the soles of your feet and use your bum muscles to lift your hips up. Shoulders stay wide. Heart is open. Breath is soft and relaxed here. Press evenly into each foot. Notice if one is doing more work than the other. And then slowly lower down. If you have a block handy or your couch cushion or throw pillow, bring it close by. We're going to finish with a supported bridge. So lift and then place your block or cushion or pillow just right underneath the heavy part of your pelvis and let it rest. This is an amazing pose to help calm your nervous system. It's a very gentle inversion, so it's great for circulation, great for digestion. Close your eyes and just allow whatever you have used for support, allow it to support you. Allow it to take the weight of one of the heaviest parts of our bodies. Do a scan of your shoulders and your hips and see if your body is still trying to do some work. Breathe softness into those muscles that are trying to engage. And then then press into your feet just enough that you can lift your hips to take your support out. Lower your hips down. Bring your feet a little bit wider than your hip distance and rock your knees from side to side. And then roll your body over onto one side, pressing yourself up into your comfortable seated position. Bring your hands together at your heart. Close your eyes. One last huge breath in through your nose and out through your nose. And then let your breathing just be even and soft. And give yourself a big thank you for showing up to your mat today. It's so important for us to take care of ourselves always, but especially now when life has an undercurrent of stress all the time. So amazing work showing up today, breathing, taking the time to be in your body. And I thank you all so much for practicing me. I look forward to doing more of this in the future. Feel free to reach out with any feedback. I would be happy to hear it. Have a wonderful rest of your day.